back on Elm again today. I think we got a few more days of doing this, or somebody attacked turret. Check out this chair. Not really. Never was quite into those mounts that look like chairs. No, not for me, but yeah. Wife and kid are off doing something right now. Just leaves me alone at home. So I'm going to take full advantage of it, plus the fact I got some sleep, and actually play this game for a bit and do some commentary. Well, that's the plan at least. I mean, we'll see how far that goes. I forget to talk a lot. I don't really forget to talk as much as I just don't talk. It's just like my default not talking. Okay, where do I need to go? First one's... Didn't we already go over here? For another... Yeah, I feel like we were here yesterday, I want to say. So where's the landing spot? It is right... That ship, okay. Speaking of yesterday, did something extremely stupid yesterday. Yeah, wife was outside and I was outside talking to her, and look across the street and there's this... I can only say somebody like in their maybe 20s, early 20s, with a face mask on, which is very odd given where we live. We live in the suburbs, so it's like there's no shops or anything they'd be going into. It's like, why did they got a face mask on? And dressed in all black, face mask, 100% giving off the something's fishy vibe. So we're out there talking, and I'm kind of, not distinctly staring at, but kind of, side-eyeing this guy who's across the street. Like, this seems a little odd. What do we do over here? Disable the ship, so I need to figure out where the part is I gotta disable. So anyway, yeah, so the guy's, kind of pacing a little bit slowly back and forth. Again, total just giving off this something fishy vibe, or he's up to no good vibe. It could have been more obvious if he was holding a sign, let's put it that way. So I stopped paying attention for a moment, thinking, maybe I'm just being paranoid, or whatever.
May the Force be with us.
And I take there we go. Take my eyes off him for a moment, and that's when I notice him finishing up spray painting on the fence. So he's essentially tagging the fence. Well, essentially, that's what he was doing. He was tagging the fence. And we've had that issue before in our area. Just random, stupid people. They're stupid. That's not... Tagging the fences around our area. It's like, we're not...
There, good as new.
We're in the suburbs. We're not a gang area. Well... I have to say that anyway, but we're not anywhere like any gangs would actually be, because we're in the suburbs, and everybody around here, works hard for the money and tries to, they all got their 9-to-5 jobs and whatever. So, yeah, I mean, as soon as I see that, I, tell my wife, call the police, call the cops right now. I grab my phone and I start walking after him. I'm taking pictures, I'm videoing him. Because I'm like, no, I'm gonna follow this guy, and because, we're, like I said, we're sick and tired of having people tag the fence. This guy's tagging the fence. Yeah, I'm getting the cops involved because, well, I don't want a fence tagged. Anyway, so I like follow this guy, and I'm videotaping him, and that was kind of the stupid thing to do. After he's walking away, and I mean, he keeps walking. I keep following him, and he knows I'm following him. He's trying to dodge and weave. He's walked through parking lots, and I'm still following him, videotaping him, and I, basically just say right to him, hey, I seen what you did. You're tagging our fence. And yeah, don't worry, I'm videotaping you. I'm taping you. So he starts, trying to dodge and get away from me, and I start walking after him more. And then he starts running, then I start running. And by this point, I forgot I had flip-flops on, or sandals, whatever they call them. Yeah, they're flip-flops. There's no support for running, but I'm not trying to catch up to him. I'm just trying to stay with him. So I go about half a block. He takes off, pulls his mask down because he can't breathe while he's running. He's a heavier set guy too. So yeah, I followed him for, ran after him like half a block, and then I just gave up because he'd run towards the area he was running to was a busy street anyway. And I'm like, yeah. Finally, my brain kicked in and went, stupid, don't go running after people again. Last time you did that, somebody tried to pull a knife on you. I was a teenager at the time, but that was a different town. So yeah, again, did something kind of stupid to follow this guy. I'm an old man. He's in his 20s. I mean, I'd figure if it came to fisticuffs, though, I probably could hold my own, but if he didn't have a knife or a gun or something, I don't know, I might have been. Could have been a knife, maybe not as much trouble, because, I can hold my own in a fight. With a knife, it's not going to be as bad. I could probably get out of the way. But if there's a gun, yeah, I'm going to be really big trouble, so. I mean, luckily, like I said, he didn't look. Him taking off like that, if he would have had an actual weapon on him, I'm guessing he would have actually pulled it at that point, instead of trying to run away from me. But either way, it was kind of stupid of me to do because, and yeah, my wife was on the phone with dispatch and she's calling the cop and they're, to tell them, they're out doing, not the word's not important and stuff. They're out taking care of emergency matters right now, and, they'll give us a call back, whatever. So. Yeah, I got a couple pictures. I got a picture of the guy. I got some video of him. Not really. Can't really see much because he's got a mask on. But you could tell, I could tell him where he was going. I, got a picture of his tag that he did, so they know, because they can tie that all together. Like, oh, well, here's the tag. Here's kind of the brief, an outline of the person. You can't see the face, but pretty good indication of what they kind of look like or what their build would be. And run somebody else who's wearing something similar doing this exact same tag, you're like, hey, well, duh, it's the same person. But anyway, yeah, kind of stupid. And the police told me that too. Says, yeah, don't pursue him. Like, I kind of ran after him a little bit. It's like, yeah, I know it's stupid of me, but, adrenaline starts going. I'm thinking I'm mad because this guy's doing this. And, and of course, while I'm chasing him, neighborhood's watching me, people are getting off work and they're like, what the hell is this guy running down the street? This guy wearing a mask, he's running after him, videotaping him. And I come back and like, the guy tagged our fence. And they're like, oh, man. And, they're all, they're mad too. They're like, because like I said, we're a bunch of working class people around here.
Stand by for examination and suggested product.
We go do our jobs, we come home. We just want to come home, relax,
You are fit for duty. Return to your
with our
post.
families, and we work hard for what we have. We're not rich by any, each one of us probably, 6 months away from being homeless, lost their job or something. And then some, jerks come into our neighborhood and they start tagging the place up and they're like, oh, we're, we want to be gangs and stuff like that. Like, no, that's not how this is going to work. But anyway, let's talk to this guy.
You're just in time. We're discussing our final attack plans. The Imperial troops have fallen back inside the Jedi Temple. Darth Arho refuses to surrender. He knows it could take weeks before we break the Imperial defenses and reclaim the temple.
Fortunately, there is another way in. An underground escape tunnel built centuries ago.
We need you to infiltrate the temple through the escape tunnel while we engage the Imperials outside.
What about our man on the inside? Is he gonna help?
No recent contact. Malgus seems to have disappeared. But at least we know his followers aren't supporting Arho.
I know the temple well. If you clear the way, I can lead a team of Jedi to capture key strategic locations, like the armory.
Without Master Boden's Jedi, our troops will suffer greater casualties. But it might be worth it to get your hands on the armory equipment.
I won't sacrifice lives just so I can get my hands on some Imperial weapons.
Then we'll engage Darth Arho's Sith followers, while the rest of the troops take on the Imperial soldiers.
What about air support, Commander? The Sullustan pilots are itching for a chance to avenge Yet Jub.
I share their pain, but the temple houses many irreplaceable artifacts that are unlikely to survive a series of airstrikes.
It's your call. Your mission to infiltrate the temple will be a lot harder without air support.
Those artifacts could turn out to be useful in our war against the Empire. We can't risk having them destroyed.
You heard the Jedi, Bradber. Keep the Sullustans grounded.
Copy that, Supreme Commander.
Here is the location of the escape tunnel into the Jedi Temple. Go there now.
I'll send you updates on the progress of the battle. Good luck.
Ooh, crystalline. Let's see what this one looks like. Huh. That actually kind of looks neat. Let's rotate a little better. Okay, I like that. Actually looks kind of like a neat lightsaber. Maybe I'll keep that one. Maybe not use it right now, but you know, later on, swap it out with something. Yeah, of course it's gonna have better. Right now it's gonna have better stats because it's made for this world. Of course, once I take it back to either my ship or my ship, the fleet, or my whatchamacallit, stronghold. You know, they're probably a lot worse than my current sabers have. Here we go all the way over there. Jeez. All right, let's get going. I don't know how far I can get today. And I'm going the wrong way. Good thing I stopped and checked before I went too far. I go the wrong way a lot, it seems like. I go the wrong way way too much. Yeah, but like I was saying, you know, I don't understand the whole, you know, I've grown up around, you know, I grew up in the 90s, so I grew up the whole, you know, explosion of, you know, quote-unquote gangs. No, same quote-unquote gangs. You know, I grew up in a small town, and we had some people there who were actual gang members, and some people there who were just, you know, heard their first NWA record and they thought that they were. And that's just the way it goes, but you know, there are some people out there, they're legit, you know, and but where I live, it's a suburb. It's not anything big, and like I said, it's more annoying people to see things get tagged, and you know, most of the people out here, that say they're gang members, you know, their mother and dad, you know, mother and father are probably, you know, working jobs, and they're just left at home alone. And you know, yeah, there's some of them that are actual, you know, they're probably gang members, but yeah, I'm guessing some of them are just, you know, just play gang members, basically. Play members.
You're fine.
Pretty where I grew up, yeah, like at the time that I got in an altercation, a couple guys were walking down. I was a teenager at the time, in high school, and they're walking down the alleyway, and my brother and I are sitting on the porch, and we got our dogs out, and well, the dogs are on the yard. They're older, bigger dogs, and they grabbed these crab apples from a crab apple tree, crab apple bush. Where else did it come from? But they were, grabbing them out the tree, and they started chucking them at the dogs. And naturally, it's like start yelling, "Hey, don't throw us, throw things at my dogs." And we didn't say it that nice, but I'm not gonna try. I'm trying not to cuss whenever I'm doing these videos. And so, of course, they take it as a challenge, and what do? They start chucking them at us. So what do? I went after them. Yeah, so I went after him, and as one of them fell, I ran past him and kicked him in the side, and he doubled over. And then the other one I was running after kept going, so I had one behind me and one in front of me. The one in front of me kept, trying to reach into his pocket. I don't know what he was going for, but I was goading him on, like, "Hey, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? You're gonna shoot me? You're gonna stab me?" And just again, I get in the heat of the moment, and I say and do stupid stuff. Just like yesterday. And I never seen what he had, but my brother came running up behind.
Good as new.
The guy that I kicked, and he started yelling out. My brother started yelling out to me, and I'm, turn around, and I see the guy coming up quickly. And my brother said he had a knife. I didn't see it, but he said, it looked like he was putting something right, and then he took off. They both took off running. And I just stopped, my brother's like, "Hey, no, don't chase after him no more." And I'm like, okay. Never seen him again in the neighborhood, of course. Yeah, once again, I just kind of get stupid, and I shouldn't do that. Especially now that I'm an old man, I got a kid and everything else, so I don't know. It kind of makes me mad, though. Yeah, the guy, tagging wasn't doing anything vicious. It's just, I mean, if he had a gun or something, the cops have been here anyway, but as fast as they could. Wasn't really protecting anything except for, Let's see. How much do I want that chest? I want that chest. I don't know what's in it. Let's go see. I'm just thinking there was that other character who's right behind me, and I don't want him to show up all of a sudden and take the chest. Don't see him. Cool. Where are we going? We're going this way? That looks like we are. Okay. Okay, close already. Jeez.
You'll live.
It's not the first hot-headed thing, you know. Of course, I mean, I don't do a whole lot of hot-headed things, but no, I was kind of also thinking about, you know, reading a story on Reddit or reading somebody posting on Reddit about being bullied in their 30s, and you know, I think I've spoke about before. I was bullied a lot as a kid, you know, and then you know, started becoming a teenager, and okay, all right, we're in the temple. That is a cool looking crystal. You know, by the time I became 30, it's like, no more bullying from anybody. And, you know, case in point, there was one time I was at, they had a Star Wars Galaxies convention here, and around where I live. You know, and I went, and of course, big into Star Wars Galaxies back then. They were going to announce the new gaming enhancements, which eventually was part of the reasons why I left the game. You know, we didn't know that then. They were like, oh, we're going to be doing something really exciting with the game, da da da, and it's like, it's coming up here in a few months, and nobody did not know it was coming up. But anyway, yeah, I went there and we're standing in line to get in or get tickets, or stand in line for something. I think it was to get in. And this guy tries cutting in front of me, and I'm like, and he starts cutting in front of a bunch of people, and then he tries cutting in front of me, and I'm like, hey, no. You know, I confront him, I was like, nope, back to the line's back there, and he's like, oh. And he's like, oh, you want to make something of it? I go, yep, go right ahead. And I'm alone, by the way.
Fine.
And this guy's with his friend, and I'm thinking, you know, like, you know, I could have just, you know, everybody else they had their friends. I'm alone. And I'm standing up to this guy, and I'm like, no, I don't care. And apparently, I guess he figured that I was serious, and he backed off. And he's like, oh, no, I was just kidding, man. I'm just kidding. Oh, no, we're all good. We're all friends of Star Wars here. And at the same time, you know, my heart's in my throat, and I'm like, what are you doing? Don't do this. You're going to these guys are going to beat the living daylights out of you. But, you know, it all turned out okay in the end. Again, stupid of me, but unfortunately, that's kind of how I am sometimes, just stupid. But again, you know, and the reason I call it bullying is because, like everybody, like I said, everybody else in line just, you know, just letting him do it. And I do understand, you know, you know, and I do also. It's like, hey, we all just want to keep the peace. And at the end of the day, you just want to keep the peace. I'm not looking to get in a fight. You know, I'd rather not get into a fight, if possible. But I'm also not going to let somebody bully me around. And that's what it came down to, is like this guy was, you know,
The Imperials are taking heavy losses.
essentially bullying,
Aurora has broken
being
their
a
front
bully.
lines, and Dar has caved in their flank.
But essentially, you know, being a bully, and the thing about that is, you know, bullies a lot of times will do what they do because they know they can get away with
You're
it.
fine.
And yeah, that's kind of what people, you know, a lot of times say. You stand up to bully, they'll usually stop bullying you. Either that or they, you know, push harder. But for most of them, they stop it because it's like, hey, I can get away with it. I'm going to keep doing it. But anyways, you know, the advice I gave this guy is like, hey, you know, what you need to do is basically ask yourself, well, what do you fear about this bully? What is it that's allowing you just to go, you know, what are you afraid they're going to do to you? Are you afraid they're going to hurt you? Or what's the fear you have? And you got to ask yourself, is the fear worth it? And, you know, he didn't really have an answer to it, but But that's the truth. I mean, yeah, he was saying he was getting bullied by family members and getting bullied at work. And I'm like, dude, you're 30. You shouldn't be getting bullied anywhere. He's like, oh, I just want to keep the peace. I'm like, no, that's, you know, like I said, it's totally different. Keep the peace is going, hey, you know, this is a non-issue. You know, figuring out, keeping the peace is also picking your fights, picking your battles. Not picking your fights. It's picking a fight. No, keeping the peace is picking your battles. It's going, okay, well, this is worth getting worked up over, and this is not. And if somebody's bullying you, yeah, that's worth getting worked up over. That's worth going to the mat. That's worth, you know. Because, I mean, you're keeping the peace, you're keeping your tongue, but they're not. They're pushing and pushing and pushing. And if it's an ongoing thing, it's like they're going to keep pushing because they know you're not going to
The
react.
Imperials are in full retreat. Republic troops are storming the temple.
There. Good.
We have to find Darth Arho before he escapes.
And there's Darth Arho. He's a boss. Battle master.
I should have known they'd send a Jedi to retake the temple. You may have won the battle for Ilum, but the war is far from over. Even if you defeat the Empire 1,000 times, we will always rise again.
You keep rising up, I'm just gonna keep smacking you down.
Then you must not leave Ilum alive. Your death will be an inspiration to all who serve the Empire.
Well, that was a pretty crappy thing from the Judas. Let's take these guys out first. Yeah, let's do that. Are they out? All right. Nope, there's another one. Where's the other one? Right over there. Where is it? There you go. Where is he getting all these? I took them all out. Where is he getting all these guys? Holy cow. Okay, what the heck? And I can't break free of it either. Okay, that was... Okay, these gave... Let's see, finish this guy off.
You'll live.
Holy cow, what the... Jeez. Okay, where do we go now? Where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? Okay, we're going back this way. Static charge. Attack slow, trauma. See if we can clear some of this out. Yeah, I almost thought about using a heroic moment at that for that attack, that fight. I mean, I'm all geared up, but man, that was. Whew. And he's like pulling guys out of nowhere. I'm like, I thought I got up. Nope, here's another one. And he grabbed me and carried. I'm like, I don't know what happened. That was weird. But at least I'm not dead, not like when I fought the Emperor. I did not count how many times I died. I want to say about 6, maybe 8. I would say it was embarrassing, but... Okay, what am I supposed to find? Oh, back at the Republic base. Okay. You mean I just could have quick traveled there? Maybe. Definitely. Okay, anything else inside? Oh, that's another one. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go dump some stuff in my storage pretty soon here.
Stand by for examination and suggested products.
Look at all this. Just
You are fit for duty. Return to your post.
yeah, I don't remember that many companion gifts before Knights of the Fallen Empire started. Is that a boss? It is. Why did I not recognize that before? And there was the Jedi I ran into inside the tunnel. Let's say temple.
Victory is ours. All Imperials on Ilum have surrendered. But success was costly. The names of all who gave their lives on Ilum will never be forgotten.
I know as a Jedi you expect no reward, but I want to give you something for your efforts to save the artifacts inside the Jedi Temple.
Kalam Jemrani Naya. Nemkiri.
Commander, you read me? Just picked up a transmission from Darth Malgus.
Haven't we done enough for him already?
I'd say we've done plenty. You'd better take a listen. I intercepted this message as it was being broadcast across all standard Imperial communications channels.
Fellow Sith, citizens of the Empire. Too long, the strength of the Empire has been beholden to the infighting of the Dark Council and the disappearance of an apathetic Emperor. Sith, children of Sith, and warriors everywhere, I declare a new Empire, open to all who long for conquest, freedom from inhibition, and the right to follow their passions.
I suspected he'd betray us, but this is something else.
The Dark Council is dissolved. Those who would join Darth Seravan in supporting me, cast aside your titles and let me lead you to victory. Those who will not, prepare to face our stealth armada. The Emperor is gone. His station and power are mine. We will conquer the galaxy while the Emperor sleeps.
Did you really think Malgus was on our side? I'd hate to think the Supreme Commander was that gullible.
It's not like we had a choice. Malgus had information we needed to stop Darth Arho. I'd hoped that would buy us a few years of peace.
We're getting chatter from the Imperial comms. Malgus has the stealth technology, the fleet, and the Emperor's space station.
I know I've asked too much of you already, but we have to take Darth Malgus out. And soon.
I defeated the Emperor. There's no way I'll let some wannabe take his place.
Don't underestimate him. He wouldn't have made this power play if he didn't have the strength to back it up. I must confer with our top military minds. Equip yourself for battle, then hurry to join our meeting. The fate of the galaxy is at stake.
Ooh. Okay, let's see what this lightsaber looks like. I think I might have one that looks like that. Maybe not. That looks kind of cool also. See, now I'm getting the cool looking sabers. Am I sitting on the table? Yes. Alright. We're heading into the fun part where we get to fight Darth Malgus. Where is the C2, whatever? Let me guess, Cantina? Yep. Let's go down there right now. We can go to the Cantina anyway and log out there. Maybe they'll have access to ship storage there. Okay. Now let's head back to Ilum. Most of my storage is cleaned out, most of my personal storage. Yeah, even traveling in and out of your stronghold cost credits, which of course I can understand because otherwise you'd be just using that mostly, I would guess. All right, that is going to be all for tonight. Looks like tomorrow I'm going to be talking to CRG9, this one, and we'll be starting the Battle of Ilum. Ooh, I mean not tomorrow, but the next time I play, which means the flashpoint, which means it's going to take a good 30 plus minutes probably to go ahead and run. So whenever I do it, I'm going to have to make sure I got plenty of time to do it. All right. I'll be back later. No. See you next time.